tell you about education will help achieve your hopes and dreams. So just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Do you want to be rich one day? Did you know the people who you call nerds rule the world someday? Warren Buffett is one of the richest men in the world. He has $73 billion. People call him a nerd when he's young because he likes to study. Now he can do almost whatever he wants. Having a good education will help you be successful in this world. The better your education, the more you can do in life. Do you want to have a boring life or a fun life? I want to have a fun life, so I study. Another reason to study and have a good education is that you can help people who need it. There are a lot of problems in this world. People are hungry and there's war and sickness everywhere. Grown-ups don't know how to solve all the problems, so kids need to get an education to help them. So everybody go get an education and study. That's all, folks. See you next time. Peace out.
Greetings, I am Kaylin Evans, and the name of my speech is, Why Do We Need a Good Education? When I was asked one day, why do we need a good education? I thought and thought, then I remembered, when you know better, you do better. So I said, a good education will make you smart. A good education will give you good ideas. A good education will help you get along with people. A good education will help you go to college and get a career. Like my school mission statement says, the mission of Church Elementary is to teach all students the academic and social skills necessary to become a lifelong learner and productive citizens in a global society. That's why you need a good education. Veterinarians, doctors, dentists, teachers. I could go on and on and on, but they all have something in common. Can you guess what it is? Well, I know, and I would like to tell you. It is that they all have an education and that they all have to set goals to become successful. Education plus goals equals success. Ever since pre-K, we have been getting an education. How, you ask? Our teachers have been teaching us language arts, math, and more. All of those subjects have been important, and they will all help us get a good education. Have you ever dreamed? What did you dream about? Maybe being a police officer, firefighter, scientist, and even the president. I have good dreams. I dream about being a teacher, dentist, doctor, and even a doctor. Education can make your dreams come true. Okay, here it comes. I know you've been waiting. Okay, here it is. Boom, math, it's here. You have to add, multiply, subtract, and divide. Equally important in math, you have to listen to what your teachers are telling you. School is challenging, but it will benefit you and me if we persevere, meaning never to give up. To sum things up, education plus goals equals success. Do you see this number? 1,600,000. Do you know what this number signifies? It's the number of children in Georgia that do not achieve their goals. Can you believe that? Reaching your goals is going to take some work. No one said it was going to be easy. Working hard, doing your best, and striving to become someone who can help others is all about reaching your obtainable goals. I am Anaya Drummer. I am here to speak to you about how children can obtain their educational goals. First of all, working hard is far by one of the best ways children can obtain their educational goals, which means to put all your effort into something. For example, write your goals down. Pick the easiest one first. Like, one of my easier goals is to pass the Georgia Milestone Test. And one of my harder goals is to be admitted into a great college. The Georgia Milestone Test, college prep, bam, I have my career ready. The Georgia Milestone Test is for students with hard work and motivation. Not only that, the Georgia Milestone Test will look awesome on your educational resume. At first, you may not think your goal isn't easy, but you have to try. At any age, don't just walk around doing anything you want. You have to have a goal in mind, no matter what the situation is. Like when you learned how to tie your shoe, you didn't stop until you accomplished it. Well, that's how you have to look at things sometimes. Working hard is a part of reaching your goals. Doing your best is yet another example of reaching your goals, which means to do your best in everything that you do in life. In saying that, make sure you start your goals right away. Don't procrastinate. Procrastination makes easy things hard and harder things harder. Like if Benjamin Franklin didn't go out in that storm that night, we'll be sitting here in the dark right now. And if Alexander Graham Bell didn't invent phones, we'll be mailing letters all the time. And did you know Thomas Craper? Well, he wasn't a procrastinator. If it wasn't for him, we'll be relieving ourselves in an outhouse. Make sure you spend enough time completing that educational goal. Please, please, please don't procrastinate. If possible, find someone who is willing to take you on as a mentee. Find someone who can help you reach your goals. In saying that, finding a mentor can be one of the best ways children can obtain their educational goals. A writer at Penn State by the name of Leonard Davis, he has taught numerous of students how to become great writers, and he is noted for saying, a good mentor makes a good apprentice. Take me, for example. I have a mentor by the name of Miss Keith. She tells me not to just fit in, but stand out. She tells me to take risks, do the best I can in everything I do, and encourage others to do the same. Ms. Keith leads me and guides me in the right direction. Having someone take you under their wing can be one of the best ways children can obtain their educational goals. If you don't have a personal mentor, just find people around you who are doing good. Sometimes it's just about the company that you have. Working hard, doing your best, and trying to help others complete their goals is all about reaching your attainable goals. Children have to realize how important it is to reach your goals. Goals are not only for children's lives, but also for adults. And one day, you can pass your goals on to others.
The importance of an education, a very vital and well-known topic. I'm Rachel McBride, and I have 4 words for you. Those words are career, success, wealth, and failure. Do you know what all 4 of these words have in common? They all start from one place. That place is school. First word, career. And I'm not talking jobs, I'm talking careers. It's difficult to find work in the US, but at this point, 94.2% of people are employed. We need to work hard in school to bring that 5.8% of unemployment down to 0%. You have to have qualifications for work. And formal schooling is given to the children of today, but is commonly abused. School gives the opportunity for better futures, better careers, and a career is something you should be passionate about, right? School gives the opportunities to lead the lives that we want. But you have to realize this. You can't start the job until you finish school. You absolutely cannot go into life without a plan. You have to work hard now to create a better future for yourself. That's why you need a career. What does having a career make you? A success, of course. It gives one self-honor and self-pride to know that they've done something with their life. And who doesn't like feeling good about themselves? If you don't want to hear it from me, hear it from Steve Harvey. He's the author of the book, Think Like a Success, Act Like a Success, for the More Heart to Budge listeners. And the title says it all, too. You have to act like one and think like one to be one. You have to want it to get it. And success also means bragging rights. I'm totally kidding. You don't rub it in anybody's face. I'm just trying to make a joke here. But success is much more than bragging rights. It's the opportunity to leave a positive example for future generations and pave the way to success for them. Work hard now, and you'll be the one being studied in the textbooks later. Success is the opportunity to mean something to the world long after you're gone. And what is it? 1, 2, 3, 13 years? And that's not including college, but still. That seems worth it to me to have the whole rest of my life to bathe in success and happiness. Careers plus success equals wealth. According to money.usnews.com, the average American is making $25,000 to $75,000 a year. That $25,000 is not a lot. That's something else we need to work hard in school to bring up, because money drives the whole planet. Without it, you don't have that seatbelt to secure you through the bumpy ride that is life. If you don't have that seatbelt, do you know what the driver does? They throw you out of the vehicle, and you get run over by oncoming traffic. You're going to need that seatbelt. Because if you ever want to have a house, car, kids, or food in your stomach, you're going to need some money. And you can't expect life to give you what you're supposed to work for. You have to work hard now. It pays off. And the sad thing is, there's more to life than the good. There's a bad as well. And you can avoid future failure by working hard in school. And while we're on the topic, I have another book I'd like to recommend to you. You may or may not have heard of the author, John C. Maxwell, but he's also written a book. It's called Failing Forward, Turning Mistakes into Stepping Stones for Success. It's about being a failure and not staying one. You have to learn from your mistakes in order to become a success. Even if you do fail forward, you should always get back up. You shouldn't stay a failure. And kids my age tend not to think about their futures, which leads to even more failure. My generation absolutely needs to make a plan. Do you know what will give us the intelligence to make that plan? School will. I wonder how many times I've said school in this whole speech. Do you know? Maybe 15, maybe 25. Exactly. That's why school is so important. I've said it so many times. But I cannot stress how important school is. From careers to success to wealth to failure, school is the key to the door that unlocks life. With school, you'll school life.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Pham, and I attend Jackson Elementary School. Jackson Elementary School, elementary school, school? Yes, school. We all have days where we really don't want to go to school. In fact, why would anybody invent such a thing called school? Why? Up until this day, I really don't know why. But all the adults say it's so that we can learn some skills that might be useful to us one day. Sounds bizarre, right? But is it true? I'd say so. But where do we find these skills? In a textbook? In a pop quiz? By taking notes? Sure, but by who? The authors of our textbooks? The makers of our quizzes? No. Why our teachers, of course. Yes, our teachers are not only there to help us learn the standards for the following grade, but to also influence lifelong skills. How do I know this? Well, I don't just know it. I have to learn it. Day by day, hour by hour, and minute by minute, I see it happening right before my eyes. Students are learning to take responsibility for their schoolwork, but who reminds them to do this? Why, their teachers, of course. Without these reminders, the student would most likely forget to do their schoolwork and get a failing grade. But how does this apply to the real world? Well, let's just say that the student became a grown man with a stable job. But then one day, he forgot to do his job, so he got fired. In school, students are also taught to collaborate with one another. They might have assignments that say specifically to work together in an assignment. One way or another, they're going to have to work together as a group to finish the assignment. Once again, how does this apply to the real world? Well, let's say that he became a businessman and he was working on a huge project with a group of grumpy investors. He couldn't come to a compromise with them, so he lost billions and billions of dollars, and the project was a fail. Students also are taught to contribute to their communities. Safety Patrol, Ecology Club, and Student Council are great examples of this. In real life, we most definitely have to use these skills to maintain a good society. The Safety Patrol members will become policemen and policewomen, cutting down on violence on our streets. The Ecology Club members will become scientists
discovering ways to help our world use less. And the student council members will become political leaders, making decisions not for our schools, but for our nations. In other words, what I'm trying to express is that school's not another place just to learn bare facts and to get knowledge, but also a place to sharpen lifelong skills. If I didn't go to school, I wouldn't be able to survive in this grueling society. In fact, I wouldn't even know how to write this speech. Our education is a path that leads us not only to knowledge, but to also success.
Starts with success. Running back, Cameron Henry, handed the ball. He jukes one defender, cuts back, stiff arms another defender. He's at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown! This could be you one day, if you love to learn. You may not think that you need an education to accomplish your goals. I know at age 10, 11, 12, and so on, learning can be boring. And I don't know anyone who wants to sit in a classroom for 7 hours a day and learn. But imagine what you can do with a superior education. President Barack Obama says that preparing our children to compete in a global economy is an urgent challenge for the nation. Our nation currently sits at number 36 in education. At one point in time, we were number 1, and that was a great achievement, and we need to be number 1 in education again. You can start a successful education, and you can be the next big thing if you love to learn. Eddie J. White Academy is preparing me to compete in a global economy. When I write in Mr. Ill's class, I see myself as a journalist, writing an article about sports, about Marshawn Lynch's famous run against the Saints. In Ms. Hawk and in Ms. Joseph's class, I see myself using my mouth and science skills, planning a mission to Mars. I design and build a spacecraft. I create blueprints for a futuristic spacesuit that is not as clumsy and bulky as the ones astronauts use today. I load up the food that I need to eat, and I blast off on the route that I've planned. And after a long journey, I arrive on Mars and explore the lands. With the first class education, maybe I will join the NFL, I'll become a sports center journalist, or I will work for NASA, thanks to President Obama, Eddie J. White Academy, and my teachers. And I know that everyone doesn't have the chances to do the things that I can do, so I will never take my chances for granted. And if I don't make it to the NFL, my education is a great backup plan. And with the first class education, I will soar to success.
I have a dream, were the words uttered by one of the most influential leaders of our time. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. believed in a world in which all people would have the opportunity to pursue a life they could envision for themselves, regardless of race, creed, color, religion, or national origin. I am the embodiment of his dream. I, too, am a dreamer. Through education, I know that I can make my dreams come true. But I also know that the road between my goals and the reality that I want for myself is paved with the work that I'm willing to put forth to make them come true. I want to one day be remembered for something that is helpful to others, just as Dr. King was. But before I get there, I know that I must set goals, put a plan in place to make them come true, and never give up, even in the face of adversity. First, I have to know what I want. Professions such as broadcast journalism, law, and engineering interest me. My first step to accomplishing any of those goals is making good grades in school. That's why every year I start school off with a goal to make straight A's. Now I know that might sound quite ambitious to some, but for me, it's an investment in my future. And as Ben Franklin states, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Secondly, I have to take advantage of the opportunities that I have to perfect my desired craft. Through school, I have been afforded the chance to take part in several activities that are helping to develop my skills and capabilities. The oral and written assignments my teachers give are helping me to develop in ways that can only make me better. The more I learn, the more I understand what Nelson Mandela meant when he said that education is the most powerful weapon that could be used to change the world. Finally, I have to have a never say die attitude. I have to want it enough to be willing to work hard for it. Now I know the path to success is filled with dark patches. But as Alan Bloom said, education is the movement from darkness to light. Whenever you are seeking to accomplish anything, you're taking a risk that you may not be successful. One must continue to have the courage to keep trying, even when things don't seem to be going as planned. And as boxing great Muhammad Ali states, he who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Ultimately, in order to be that visionary that I see myself as, I know that I must believe in myself, even when others don't. In order to make my dreams come true, I must plan my work and work my plan. And in order to maintain when the going gets tough, I must trust my capabilities and never give up. Plato believed that the path in which education starts a man will determine his future in life. If that's true, then I'd like to thank the educators in my life for starting me on the path to success. It's a path where we learn to dare to dream, where we learn the importance of hard work, and where we learn to never stop pursuing excellence, even in the face of adversity. I have a dream, and I know through setting goals, planning, hard work, and never giving up, I know that I can make my dreams come true.
Freedom of speech is the freedom of dreaming and believing in a better reality. As growing adolescents, our youthful, imaginative minds have the capability of seeing things with an open mind and heart. We have the power to dream for a better future and the wherewithal to do so. Several great leaders have gone before us and done magnificent deeds for society and the world as a whole. Who declared it impossible for us not to go forth and achieve greater? Your will, drive, passion, motivation, or whatever you wish for it to be called, is what makes any one of your dreams come to life. You see, dreams are like flowers. They start out as seeds underneath the earth, but as bearer of this dream, it is your responsibility to nourish and care for it. It's your duty to fertilize the soil and to water the seed each and every day so that it will blossom into something very beautiful and exotic. Now, after it blossoms, you can't just forget about it. Maintain this blossom instead of having the effort that was put into creating this dream be lost. Sometimes in life, plans and goals that may take years to build up will fall apart in the twinkle of an eye. In my opinion, middle school scholars must utilize all of their resources and all of their voices because most are still trying to find themselves in the midst of what's going on around them. The majority are still trying to piece together the puzzle and unscramble the letters to answer the riddling questions like, who am I and what will I make of myself? These choices are critical and not meant to be rushed. By using their own individual voices to express their opinions to peers and the world around them, they're making the journey on the bumpy road to finding themselves a lot easier. Whether you're big or small, size doesn't determine a thing. Always remember, it's what's on the interior that counts. It's what's on the inside that makes up for all the features that you think are flaws. It's what's on the inside that makes up for all the days you thought you were alone. On the inside of each and every one of you is a heart and a soul that contains a fiery passion to make a difference, to make a change. No matter if this change is big or small, it's your stamp, your mark on this great big world. Maybe not everyone will be aware of you and your accomplishments, but many will, and that's what is important. As middle school scholars, as leaders of tomorrow, every day is a window of opportunity to make an impact on something or someone. I hope you all understand that I was up here today only to utilize my freedom of speech, my freedom to dream, hope, and believe in a better future for us all. as your peer and friend. I hope that you will be compelled to do the same. Thank you. Some of us students just don't know the importance of obtaining a great education and what a great education can bring to us. We get up each day, go to school, listen, pay attention, participate in class discussions, and do our best to make good grades. Why? Because our parents tell us to. Our parents say, in order for you to become successful, you will need to have a good education. The purpose of my speech is to explain why obtaining a great education is so important and how it can help students achieve their career goals and dreams. Step 1 in understanding the importance of obtaining a great education is knowing your career goals and dreams. I dream of becoming a great WNBA player. However, if that doesn't work out, I would like to be a pediatrician. In order to become a pediatrician, I will have to spend a lot of years in college. But even before I make it to college, I'll have to make good grades in middle and high school, especially in science and math. Even to be a WNBA player, I still must excel academically in middle and high school to get accepted into a college with an awesome women's basketball program. The program will have to be great in order for me to get the attention of WNBA teams. Step 2 in understanding the importance of obtaining a great education is realizing the sacrifices of those that have come before you. My Nana, Dorothy Griffin, said I worked 2 and sometimes 3 jobs to help put your mom through college. I did that so she would have a chance at a good career. My Nana sacrificed a lot of her time and money so that my mom could achieve her career goals and dreams. And I know my parents are working hard to make sure I have a good education so I can achieve my career goals and dreams. People are counting on us to do great things in the future, and a great education can't help us do those things. Step 3 in understanding the importance of obtaining a great education is realizing that you will stumble, whether it's a C or worse on your report card, or even uncertainty about what you really want to be when you grow up. What if I'm not WNBA material like I think I am? You will stumble along the way. We're kids. We've got to know that overcoming those obstacles will only make us better. Take homeless to Harvard, for example. According to Khadijah Williams, she was homeless, but still made it to Harvard University. Anyone can achieve anything, but you will have to work for it. You can't expect to wake up one morning with a perfect career. Everything isn't going to be a piece of cake. However, a great education can make it easier. In conclusion, I have told you in 3 steps why obtaining a great education is so important. It can help make your career goals and dreams a reality, help show those that have made sacrifices for you that you appreciate them, and help you overcome stumbles in life. Like I said earlier, my goal is to become a pediatrician one day. Think about it. Would you let me take care of your child without a great education? I didn't think so. A great education is there for the taking. It doesn't matter who you are or what you look like. All you have to do is work hard and get it. Thank you.
Today's world is an extremely competitive marketplace, and now you have to bring more to the table to be successful. You need an edge over those around you, or you will simply fade into the background. That edge is a great education. Education will open doors that would generally be unavailable to you, and it will provide you opportunities that no other experience can match. Education is valuable to a career goal as it gives you the experience and training needed, and it separates yourself from others. Education gives you experience and training needed for your career goal. By getting that training geared toward your career goal, you receive the experience needed to be in the forefront of the area of your choice. This gives you an advantage over those around you with the extensiveness of your education. For example, in war, would you rather have the experienced veteran that has won battles or the non-experienced, unseasoned general that has no experience? You will always choose the veteran as he has the training to produce better results. The same can apply to your education and your career goal, as you have a better chance of achieving it if you have the skill to support yourself. Education is valuable to your career goal as it separates yourself from others. With the multiple opportunities to receive a post-secondary education, now you need a great education to be successful in achieving your goal. Today, everyone receives a diploma, and even more are receiving your bachelor's degree. Even now, high school students are leaving out of school with half their undergraduate degree finished. For you to complete that goal of being that future lawyer or doctor, you're going to need a great education and separate yourself from others from the crowd. Education does this for you, and that's why it is valuable to your career goal. Education is important to your career goal as it gives you the experience and training needed, and it separates yourself from others. Education provides you a learning experience that separates yourself from others, and that are competing with the same goal. Education is essential, and it is imperative that young students take the advantage that education gives you. Education is valuable to your career goal as it separates yourself from others, and it gives you the experience training needed to be successful in your field.